Man, am I glad to be back. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm so glad to be back as we take a look at Stetson versus USC. You guys don't understand how many issues I was running into trying to bring you this video. This video was supposed to be out last weekend, and due to time constraints, due to prior obligations, and also due to issues I was having recording this video, I was just going through the most. So I'm just so happy I finally get to get this video out to you guys. All right, so like I said, Coach Jackson Ellis, USC legacy, back in action. Man, I was going through issues. Like every time I would catch an issue, I was getting so frustrated, especially like with recording the audio. You guys have no idea how many times I've had to record the audio again due to background distractions from my kids. Goodness gracious. Anyway, one of the bigger things that was causing an issue with me is I had issues recording the footage because it was cutting off part of the screen, which is still cutting off part of the screen here. It's just a lot more tolerable than the initial issue I was having, well, the initial cutoff. I didn't have time to re-record everything because I had went straight through and recorded the entire game, and I had already restarted the game once. My other issue was, if you look at these jerseys, you'll notice USC is the home team, but both teams are wearing freaking home jerseys. And man, that sometimes is an issue with the default NBA rosters, but this one right here, I think, man, you know what? I can't even tell you how this happened. I don't know, but it happened. Okay. A third issue was that if you see the USC team go past their bench, you may notice that we're actually wearing Phoenix Suns warm-ups. So that's a big no-no. Like, as I was reviewing the footage, I realized, like, wait a minute, I have USC jerseys with Phoenix Suns warm-ups. This looks trash. So, anyway, I had just forgot to remove the warm-ups because I'm playing with two different my leagues with this same USC team so that I can fit a bunch of college teams in them. And also, when I get to the tournament, if this team even makes it to the tournament, I can face opponents I have yet to play. But anyway, it was just an issue with the warm-ups. But yes, I am playing with two different rosters and incorporating both into the series so that I can have both large schools. I have one my league with larger schools like Kansas, Duke, the powerhouse schools. Then I have another roster with much smaller schools like Stetson, of course, and the team I played last time, which was Lane College, which is actually, I think, a Division II school. So anyway, all right, halftime. Here we are. We are only up by one. The score is 27-28. USC has the lead. Now, a few key things about this game. One thing that I like as we take a look at our center, George Kamuski, we were actually getting some rebounds this game. In the game versus Lane College, our preseason game, I was having real issues because this is CPU versus CPU, by the way. It's not user control. I just control the lineups and rotations, and then I watch it all play out. I let Coach Jackson Ellis do his coaching. I let it all play out. But in our preseason game, we weren't really getting rebounds, and in this game, we were doing pretty decent with rebounds. We weren't getting like killed on the boards at any point during this game. But if you look at the score, this team, which like from top to bottom, like their starting five is decent. Their starting five is definitely comparable to my starting five if you looked at the overalls at the beginning of this video. But their bench is not very good at all. All right. So This guy here who just freaking dunked on us, he is a sophomore forward. He's a sophomore forward. His name is Gus Calloway, and he's pretty good. I think I was about to go somewhere else with that, but he's pretty good. So he's part of their starting five. I think he might actually end up leaving their school for the draft. Who knows? Maybe he needs to continue to get his stock up, but he's a good player. I think he averages a triple-double. Well, actually, I don't know if he averages a triple-double. It's like the beginning of the season. But as far as I know, this game, he ended up almost dropping. I said a triple-double. I meant a double-double. This game, he almost dropped a double-double on us. There we go. Good defense. Livingston. All right. I wish he would have jammed it. But Livingston and that, what game was that? In that Lane College game for the preseason, he was the top scorer. I think he ends up being the top scorer, even though he's not our best overall player. Our shooting guard is our best overall player. I think Livingston is going to end up being our top scorer for the season. He is our starting point guard. He is just a sophomore, but he's pretty good at scoring. All right, so the guy I was telling you about from Stetson, Gus Calloway, he just got fouled right there. At this point, he has 18 points and 5 rebounds. So I was telling you guys, he almost dropped a double-double on us. So right now, he's at 19 points. You can see that Phoenix Suns warm-up right there, by the way. Ugh. Made me so freaking mad. Anyway, but this guy was just getting off on us. He did his thing with the rebounds. He did his thing with the scoring. He kept his team close. Ultimately, though, we were trying to pull away down the stretch. Matter of fact, let's take a look at some of these. George Kamowski, can he do anything? Turns around, takes a poor shot. Gus Calloway with the rebound. Let's see, Levi Livingston. Let's see if he does anything. Trying to force his way in. At least he gets the assist. Now, my issue with our big men in the preseason game was that they were not. They didn't take advantage when they had smaller guys on them. In this game, I at least like that they at least tried to take advantage of what they could. I like that. And sometimes, most of the time, they converted. Let's see. As my son makes all the noise in the world in the background. Again, guys, I really was unsure about bringing this video because, like, the audio, like me talking over the game right now, I'm not even able to focus because I got my son in the background doing so much. And also, just because of the issues I have faced, I wanted to really re-record this game, but the game had actually already saved, so I couldn't go back and just replay the game. Since it had saved, I had went all the way through. I would have had to like sim forward in the season and play them again. I didn't want to do that either. So ultimately, USC came out with this win. As you see, Jackson Ellis was out there coaching the team. There's another shot of Jackson Ellis. This is his first year. Oh my goodness. If you are still with me, I really appreciate it. And I do want to say we did have another freaking issue. We only have... Okay, son. We only have one real point guard. Well, we've got 2 point guards, but I had to go and grab the point guard from off the injured reserve list and bring him into the rotation because I realized I didn't have I wasn't playing with any other point guards. And every time like our starting point guard went out, the offense basically just stopped. I also wanted to do another stats episode, like another stats breakdown episode, but I wasn't able to because of the way the footage got kind of messed up. So what I'll show you guys is this guy, Gus Calloway. I'll show you his highlights. And what was his name? Levi Livingston, our starting point guard. He had, I think, 17 or 17, 18, 19, something like that. Our starting point guard did. And this guy, Gus Calloway, had 20 and 8, I believe. And these are some of his highlights. Just a bunch of rebounds, basically. Rebounds, couple dunks, couple layups. Look at him. Just working his way in the post. But that's him, Gus Calloway. He's actually probably better suited at the 3, but since he went to Stetson, a smaller school, they play him at the 4. Like I said, he's a sophomore. He's really good. Hopefully we see him in the future. Dang, he was 8 of 9. He only missed 1 shot. Made all of his free throws. Goodness. All right, guys. Man, I'm gonna do my best to get a better video out for our next game with USC. You guys make sure you check out my modding videos, other videos on the channel. And until next time, guys, I am out.